Okay, now here we have three examples, well, three pieces of track. One of my long straights, and two of my dad's double straight here. You know what? Really, these long ones are just two of these fixed together, and an old curve of his. Now, now you can see the title says track conditions, just showing you well, since these two are my dad's, and he's had them for for like 30 or 40 years. Of course, the condition on quite a lot of them has changed, and some of them have suffered. Some pieces have suffered damage. And you can definitely tell the rage here. This piece doesn't look too bad. Well, again, we'll start off with this. This is brilliant, of course. Hornby's long straight. I've got about 8 or 9 of these. About 8 or 9. oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a funny throat. If you're thinking of having a Hornby layout, or well, even just buying a tractor, have a temporary floor layout at times like I do, I'd really recommend these pieces. There's not as many connections, because with the short straights, the half size of them, of course, I had a lot of connection problems. With the fish plates, the little fish plates come loose. And that caused connection problems. But these are really good. These, I'd definitely recommend these ones. Now, this piece of my dad's doesn't look too bad. I've probably used this one before years ago, like back in 2004 or 5 or something like that. Before I had enough decent stuff to fill a whole layout. This isn't too bad. I can't really see dirt. However, I see a few tiny patches, but I've actually seen a lot worse on my pieces, but the trains seem to run. They sometimes seem to run fine over it. They only seem to be really bothered by bad connections sometimes. Well, you still have to watch the connections with these pieces, of course. But with this, a whole long straight this size with no connections in between at all is much better. And I'd say the only bad thing about this one is that the fish plates have worn and got loose. However, this next piece, I can't see this ever being used again, because the rails are bent in the middle. It's got quite a bit of damage. It's still got both fish plates on it, but I don't know, the rails seem to have, sleepers are broken off. The rail it's almost as if it's shrunken in size there. It looks really rusty, really dirty. But we will keep these pieces again, since my dad's had them nearly all his life. In the box full here. Box absolutely full of all his old tracking, piles and piles of it. So this piece will never be used again. Well, I really don't think we'll ever be using these pieces again, but we will keep them, especially the ones which look which sort of still look in a way usable. But for straights, I mostly use these. Sometimes, new pieces of these double ones and short ones as well. But if I had to name 2 pieces of track what I use the most, it'd be these, and if you go into corners, the 4th radius ones right there, 4th radius curves.